Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. It is Monday today, so as you know, it's time for a what sold over the weekend video. We had a really good weekend, one of the best that we've had in a while actually. We did almost $1,500 in sales. It was $1,486, and that was on eBay, Poshmark, and Amazon. So eBay we did 1,246, so obviously eBay is always the leader for me. It's so $1,200 there. Poshmark we did 110, which has actually been pretty good for Poshmark, pretty steady sales throughout the week too. And then Amazon I did 130, and most of that was FBA inventory, so inventory that Amazon ships out for you. However, I did have one merchant fulfilled sale, and I'll show that to you. Mostly books are items that I do as merchant fulfilled, so I prefer to actually ship those to the buyer myself. I don't know, I think a lot of sellers actually ship books in, but I found for me it works just fine to keep them here and ship them out as they sell. I mostly sell a lot of my school textbooks. I like to get more into scanning books. I know people make a lot of money doing that, but you really can only do so many things. So maybe over the summer, after I finish up my summer classes, I'll be able to get more into that in preparation for school starting in the fall. But I did actually sell a book. This book is about, let's see, stock art. It's a really kind of neat book. It's got all these stock art pictures and stuff. And I found this at Goodwill. I think I paid maybe $2 or so for it. But the interesting thing is it didn't have, usually with books you're able to scan them and see how much they are going for on Amazon, but it didn't have a barcode. But I thought it looked really interesting, so I just looked it up by title, which you can also do on the Amazon seller app, which is what I use. I don't have a fancy scanner, whatever it is that people have. I'd like to get one, but I just use the seller app, and I realized that it was going for over $40 on Amazon, so just a couple bucks, and it sold over the weekend for $43. So books can be really good. You just got to take the time to scan them. If you're scanning books, you're probably going to scan tons of them just to get a few. That day I just happened to be glancing over the books, and I just kind of started scanning anything that looked kind of interesting, and that one looked interesting to me, and it was. So anyway, moving on. Let's see. So let's talk about Poshmark. Like I said, we did about $110 in sales over there. And some of the stuff that sold was kind of surprising. I sold a couple sweaters, which is kind of unusual this time of year, but the nice thing about sweaters is they generally have higher price tags, so you get a higher dollar sale. But this was one of the items that sold. It sold for $25 on Posh. And it's just this cool, kind of like a split back. It's got this little underlay. And the brand is International Concepts, which is a brand I'm actually starting to like more and more as I'm selling it. It does pretty well. It is, as you notice, new with tags. So this item was part of a liquidation lot that I purchased. And the items in the lot turned out to be about $8 on average. If you took the amount of items divided by how much I paid, it turned out to be about $8. Sold for $25. And it was my first experience with a liquidation order. I've been doing wholesale for a while now, and I just a month or so ago received my first liquidation order, and I was pretty happy with it. I might continue to do it. So a lot of the stuff I sent into Amazon, and then the stuff that wasn't in the Amazon catalog I just put up on Poshmark and eBay, and it's still been selling there, so pretty good. The next couple items were a bundle. So bundles are awesome on Poshmark. They're really good for the buyers because it discounts the shipping for them. They don't have to pay to ship 2 items, obviously. And if you offer a bundle discount, which I believe mine is 15%, then if they pick out more than one item, it will automatically show them what the discount would be at 15%. So it's really nice when buyers bundle, and I encourage it. So this person bought this pair of L shorts, which are new with tags. I actually bought these at Kohl's. They just cost me a few dollars. And then this Anthropologie, really pretty, Sleeping on Snow sweater. I really love this brand. They make really gorgeous sweaters. This one's really unique looking. It like ties in the front. But this person paid for the 2 of these items, they paid $35. And that was a bundle deal. So that's all I have to show you. There were a few other things that sold on Posh. I just didn't put them in the bag for whatever reason. We sell a lot of items over the weekend. So when watching these, keep in mind that I'm really just showing you the highlights, the things that were the best flips, the kind of items that you should be looking for. Obviously, we did sell a ton more items for less money. I run a lot of 99-cent auctions, so there's really no point in showing you all of those. The auctions have been were kind of an experiment when I started out. So all of the stuff that I was listing for 99 cents were items that I paid about 30 cents on average for, so I wasn't going to be losing any money. And at first when I started the auctions, a lot of the items sold for 99 cents, which was still a profit. I mean, it's kind of makes shipping difficult. Mondays are really hard for shipping because of that, but I stuck with it because it kind of felt like I was laying the foundation for something, and I knew it would pay off later on, and it really has been paying off a lot. Some items are still selling for 99 cents, which is fine. Like I said, still a profit. But I noticed that now the prices are actually going up. So I don't know if I'm just gaining more attention from buyers, thinking, oh, she's got, good auctions every week. But the average auction price is definitely on the rise, which is really, really nice. And then also, I noticed that I'm getting repeat buyers, and then also people who are grouping things together, because I do offer a shipping discount on multiple items. And so I'm getting a lot more sales that way, and it's been working out so far. It was kind of my summer survival strategy. Last year, sales really took a dip for me in May and June, which is super normal. In all the years I've been doing this, like that just happens. And it happens for a couple reasons. People are busier, they're not shopping online as much, they might have spent all their tax refund money, or also for the simple reason that items that generally sell this time of year are not more expensive items. Like instead of selling as many coats and sweaters as you would in the winter, you're selling more tank tops, shorts, things that might just not fetch as high of a price. So I kind of decided, since I had just hired another employee, and I have 2 employees now, that I had to have some kind of summer survival strategy. And so far it's working really well. I know it's not summer yet, but as it gets warmer, I keep referring to it as summer, but as it gets warmer, the warmer months. So that's working out really well for us. I think we'll keep that up all summer. I'm really curious to see at the end of the summer what my auctions are going for then. Oh, another benefit to the auctions too is that you just get a flood of positive feedback. And for me, I really wanted to boost my positive feedback. So that's one way to do it. It's not for everybody. Like I said, it's a lot of work. And also, if you don't feel comfortable selling something for 99 cents, then, do an auction at a higher price. I mean, I don't want to recommend anybody to do it because I don't want anybody being disappointed. So just always do what works for you. Anything that I say here, anything that I'm doing is just my opinion. And I would never say like, oh, you should go do this. It's just always saying like, this is what I do and this is what worked or didn't work for me. So anyway, that being said, so let's talk about some of the eBay sales. So the first item I have here is an item that sold for $12, and it's just this little like peach romper, like a layered romper. It's really cute. This is the brand, and it's not a brand that I have sold a lot of or anything, or that I find very much. I don't think it's like anything to write home about really, but it's a really cute little romper, and I paid less than $1 for it, and it still sold for $11.89, so close to $12. So, and it's really light, so it'll go first class shipping, which won't be much. Then the next item we have is a brand that I know I've talked about before. So this isn't like a super high-end brand, but it sells really consistently for me. It's Worthington. And it's just like a little snake print. It's like got like a bat wing sleeve, which is what these called, with like kind of gather. Bat wing or dolman sometimes they're called. But it's just a nice sweater. It's a size extra large. Something like this I wouldn't pay more than $1 for, and it sold for $12. So not bad on that. The next item is one that I paid about $2 for. But I paid $2 because it's Lucky Brand. And it's just a thermal like t-shirt. And it sold for $13.99, so about $14. And it's another light one that will go first class. Okay, this is another item from the liquidation lot that I received. And it is Lauren by Ralph Lauren. And it's just a pair of like active wear type pants with like a drawstring, and they're kind of stretchy. What I really found interesting about the liquidation lot too was just looking at the original prices of things. $79.50. It's always a really good idea just to stay up to date on what things are selling for retail. When one of my first jobs was when I turned 16. I worked at a children's consignment shop, and the owner was a very savvy businesswoman. And one of the things that she had us do was she gave us a list of brands and the stores that we could find them at. And she said, go out to these stores, look for these brands, and come back and tell me what the average sale price is for these items. So we did that, and it gave her and us obviously a really good idea of you know, how much things cost retail, because when you're working in resale, you don't always know. So like I said, the liquidation lot was really awesome because I got to see, you know, what the price was. And obviously most retailers run sales and whatnot, so, you know, it probably wouldn't have sold for that exact amount, but just a good idea to know. Sorry, that was just an aside, but these guys, so I pay on average $8 a piece for the liquidation items, and these guys sold for $28 plus shipping. So that was a nice sale. Sold a lot of pants this weekend. And I think because, as many of you know that watched my Plato's Closet haul from last week, I showed a lot of the items that I bought at the Dollar Day sale from Plato's Closet. And actually bought a lot of jeans and pants and stuff when I was there. So luckily, a lot of those items that I showed from the haul video, they did sell over the weekend, quite a few of them. So I do have some of them in here to show you. The first thing I have is these Chico's jeans, and they were new with tags. I paid $1 for them at Plato's Closet, and they sold for $30 plus shipping. And then again, like I said, just for research. Oh, I thought there was a price tag on these, but I guess not. Maybe I took it out, but I think they were like $69 new or something. But so these were, I sold these for 30 bucks. They're really cute jeans. Chico's jeans always do really well for me, and I knew that especially new with tags, they would do well. So I turned $1 into $30, which is nice. Another pair of jeans that I bought from the sale, the brand is One Teaspoon, and it says it's an Urban Outfitters brand, and they're just like a pleated, like cropped jean with like these little zipper on the bottom, really unique looking. They have like a drawstring on the inside, and these were obviously $1 at the sale, and they sold for $15 plus shipping. And yet another pair of jeans. Sorry, I know jeans aren't the most interesting things to look at, but this is a pair of BKE jeans. And as you can see, some of the little rhinestones were missing. Obviously, you can still sell stuff like that. Make sure you disclose it. So I put in the listing that they were missing a couple of the little rhinestones, and then I obviously was more open to taking a lower offer, and they ended up selling for $15 plus shipping. So if they had had all of the little stones, I probably would have sold them for more, but I was happy with that for $15, especially when you only pay $1. All right, now we get into the tops. So This is an item I paid 30 cents for. It's Ann Taylor Loft, which is a really consistent seller for me. It's not always a super high dollar amount that I get for it, but this is a really kind of fun top. It's got the little like laser cut holes in it. And this sold for 15. Like I said, I paid 30 cents. People always ask me how I find stuff for such low amounts. That's how I find so many items for less than $1. And honestly, it would not do me any good to tell, would not do you any good, sorry, or me, I guess, do you any good for me to tell you where I buy stuff for so inexpensive, because these are places that are local to me. And obviously we all, you know, live in different areas of the country or of the world. And so what you really should do, and what I started out doing when I wanted to start finding things for cheaper, is call your local thrift shops and ask them what kind of deals or specials they have or what they have coming up. Sometimes they don't like advertise them. I mean, you have to call and ask. So regularly call around all the different thrift shops in your area, and they can tell you what kind of sales and stuff they're having, or what kind of deals, or, you know, what kind of like a bulk, if you can buy like a bulk order of clothing, something like that, which is one thing that I do. That's one strategy I use. So just call around and ask. That's how you find out your most valuable information, is just by asking. So anyway, this was another 30-cent item. And like I said, it's this Inc. International Concepts, which is a brand that I'm starting to like more and more. This was 30 cents and it sold for $16.99. It's a cute top. It's got a nice color. This is another 30-cent item, and it's Talbots, which is a brand I really love. Just because it's good, like classic quality type clothing, always a consistent seller. And this one actually sold for, I think it was $14.99. Let me double check. Yes, $14.99. And another thing too, I know some people say it kind of bothers them sometimes that I don't look at the camera, and I apologize for that. I am going to try and get a more sophisticated setup and make this more professional looking. However, I am working off just a piece of paper here. So there's no like person holding a prompt card in the background for me to read off of. So I apologize. I have to glance away. I have to see how much things sold for, so I can let you guys know. Anyway. Okay, so the next item is a White House Black Market sweater. It's a size small. Super cute, really good condition. This sold for $15, and I probably paid about $2 to $3 for this. I will pay up for White House Black Market because it is a consistent seller. This is another one of the Play-Doh Closet finds. It was $1, and it sold for $12, I believe. It's just like a sheer kind of bohemian style blouse, but it sold for $12. The brand is American Rags CIE. And I believe that person also purchased a couple of auction items from me as well. So it's great for them because they get a discount on shipping, because I don't offer free shipping on the auctions. So they get a discount on shipping, and good for me because they purchased 3 of my items. So the next item, this is the Territory Ahead, which is a brand I really like. It's just kind of a velour fabric. It's like a button-up shirt. I know for a fact I paid $1.99 for this. I remember exactly how, some items I can remember exactly how much I paid. Especially if I can remember where I got it, then that helps me recall how much I paid. So this was $1.99, and this sold for, let me get to the right page. It sold for $13.50 plus shipping, because it's heavy. I mean, this is like a nice like fall winter thick shirt. So $13.50 plus shipping on that guy. The next item is another Talbots, which is great. Love this brand. And one thing that I love in Talbots is the Irish linen pieces. They always sell really well. This is like a little Irish linen jacket. I think the most I would have paid for something like this is like $2. I probably paid less than that, but it sold for $17.47. This was probably like one of my favorite sales this weekend. This is a brand that I had never seen before. It's called Sassy Sisters. It's like a boutique type of brand, but it's got this really interesting pattern. It's like a textured feel to it. And this I paid less than $1 for, and it sold for $27.99, so $28. So less than $1, $28 sale. Okay. All right. We got a dress by Tahari. It's a really beautiful color. Like, this color is so nice. It's also got these like little belt loops. So obviously there was a belt that probably came with this, but I did not find it with the item. So when that happens, when an item like this has belt loops and no belt, I just make sure in the item description box that I disclose that and say, item has belt loops but no belt included. So someone could actually just wear like a regular belt with it and it will still look really cute. It's like a shirt dress. And this, I can't remember exactly how much. I probably would have paid $2 to $3, and it sold for $15. And it can go first class because it's pretty light. Picked out a lot of stuff to show you guys this weekend. It was a really busy weekend. It was nice. All right, this is a Lands' End linen shirt. It's like a button-up shirt. And what size is it? It's a size large. It's in really great condition. This I probably paid at most $2 for. Like, I would probably pay $2 for a Lands' End piece like this, a nice linen piece. And it sold for $13.97, so almost $14. And it might actually, yep, it does. It has the tabbed sleeves, which are super popular. So I always put that in the title too, that it has the tabbed sleeves. Next item is an Eddie Bauer cardigan. It's an extra large. And it's just a nice little cardigan. It sold for $11. Paid less than $1 for it. All right, one thing that I occasionally do when I have time and when I'm, don't have much inventory, because I'm always getting requests for people to do consignment. They want to sell me things to sell, which I think is great. I love that people ask me that, but sometimes it's hard for me. I already have a lot of inventory to list. As we expand this operation, I want to get more into consignment. I think that would be another good cash stream, but I did sell these for a friend. Generally when I do consignment, I don't do I pay the money up front and then sell it instead of doing the pay them as it sells, because I think we haven't really found a great way to keep track of all that. So I generally just pay cash and then it's mine, and I can take 5 years to sell it if I want to. I don't have to worry about the pressure of, well, how much do I owe them? This just sold and blah, blah, blah. So anyways, I bought these from a friend. They are New York & Company dress pants. And I'm not really even sure how much I paid for these exactly, but they did sell for $15. So obviously I didn't pay $15 for them. I paid her she gave me a bunch of bags and I paid her one solid amount for that. But those were a good seller. She gave me a few pairs of those and they've been selling, so I'm happy with that. Okay. Yep, they sold for $15.26. So the next item is, obviously you guys know I love Chico's brand. Chico's. And people who like Chico's really like Chico's, because, as evidenced by the fact that I've got 2 Chico's items here, and they were bought by the same person. This one's kind of like a cowl neck top, and this one's just like a button up with a little hood. Both really nice and really good shape, and I probably paid, I don't know, maybe $2 a piece for them, maybe less than that, and they sold for $27 in total. Okay. This is a little Patagonia vest. It's actually really super light, pretty cute. This sold for $15. I probably could have gotten more, around fall, but sometimes I like to just move things, so I accepted $15 on that. And it cost me less than $1, so it was still a good profit. This is my last item in the bag here, and it is a Jantzen terry cloth like swim cover up. So this you would wear like to the beach, like over a bathing suit or something. And I pick these up. I get these in like every single brand when I find them. These little terry cloth swim cover ups always sell really well for me this time of year. And I paid less than $1 for it. It sold for $13. So always really good, solid, consistent seller. Okay, that is it. That was all that I had to show you today. Make sure that you tune in on Wednesday. I'm now doing 2 videos a week. So I do my Monday what sold, and then Wednesday I do like a little haul video, and I'll probably do a haul of the stuff that I found today when I went out thrifting. So stay tuned. We'll see you then.